Shalom. But foremost, I want to start out by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles for the edification and knowledge. Kahala Yah, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. I want to give the Wadi Yah, Ba'ashem Yahushua for putting the spirit of elders and apostles so we become edified regarding this truth and knowledge. Kahala Yah, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Let's go to Matthew 12, 25, and 26. Matthew 12, 25, 26. This is 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts. In regards to Pharisees. And he said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And that's what you see in the division. That's division, man. And ultimately, that division is going to cause the that fracture, that separation, where it's going to collapse. Previous kingdoms, experience relating to that division, man. Ultimately, where their rulership, their empire, have fallen, man. And you seeing that in this kingdom here, man, which is the eighth horn, which is America, man. You seeing that division, you seeing the fracture, you seeing the potential collapse, economically, socially, just overall, man. Let's go to Mark 3:24, 27 through 27. Mark 3:24 through 27. We'll start at 23. And he called them to him and said unto them in parables. And parables is pretty much things that's spoken pretty much from a commonsensical aspect, because certain things were not revealed to them regarding the mysteries from a spiritual aspect. And he called unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. And that's what's going to happen. Satan's going to rise up against Satan. The ones in power are going to rise up, man, against the powers and the ones going on down. So that's civil unrest, that division, man. And ultimately, powers versus other powers. For example, America versus Russia and other powers, man. Ones who are on the top, man. So that's ultimately going to happen. And you seeing the division being set forth is regarding things that's going on in society, man. That division is being set forth, man. You seeing a lot of civil unrest in various countries. You're seeing the governments versus the governments being divided between carrying out certain orders of law. And you seeing divisions between these the people versus the ones in power, man. Number 27, no man can enter a strong man's house. That strong man is the one in power. And spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man. So you got to contain, control, and neutralize that strong man. And then he will spoil his house. Once you do that, you can pretty much do what you want regarding that strong man and pretty much his possessions or spoils. And ultimately, symbolically, the strong man is going to be spoiled by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. because Yahweh Bashim Yashah is going to bind that strong man ultimately. And pretty much take his goods and pretty much take him out of power, man. Let's go to go to Isaiah 19 and 2. Isaiah 19 and 2. It's a short lesson. Isaiah 19 and 2. Now will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. That relates to the citizens, you know. And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. You go with Matthew 24, you go with Luke 21, you go with Mark 13, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. So that's that division that's being set forth, man. The Egyptian versus the Egyptian. Pretty much the modern day citizen versus the other citizen. Other modern day citizen, man. Go with 2nd Ezra is talking about that relating to, which I'll get to. And you seeing that spirit of division being set forth, man. I'll read number 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall. And the spirit of Egypt, this is modern day Babylon, Egypt. Continuation of modern Egypt, man. This is Egypt, man. Sodom, Gomorrah, ancient Egypt, continuation through America, man. Read that again. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to idols and to charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits and wizards, man. So ones that think that have power to equal the ones equate to Yahweh Bashim Yashah, man. And pretty much the power is on the left-hand side, which they're not equal to the right-hand side, man. So they're going to seek after idols and charmers and things that really not, that doesn't equate equally to the power on the right-hand side, man. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall. Ultimately, it's going to fall by Yahweh Bashim Yashah, man. Now read 4. And the Egyptians will I give over to a hand of a cruel Lord. That's the one in power, man. Job 9:24. The earth has been given to the hands of the wicked. So a cruel Lord is ruling this kingdom, man. And a fierce king, and they shall rule over him. So that's the one in power, related to Job 9:24. Saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh. So a cruel Lord and a fierce king is ruling over the people of the world. You know what I mean? Because the Lord ultimately, he sets kings. He sets kings up, he removes them as well, man. So he set this cruel Lord and this cruel and this fierce king to be over the nation of people, starting with the ones in power, starting with the elites, man, because they pretty much 1% of the power that control the whole 99% of the percentile, man. Let's go to let's go to 2nd Ezra 15, 14 through 19. Because that's the times we're in. 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16. That's the times we're in. In chapters you can read every day. That's every day. 2nd Ezra 15, 14 through 19. You see that every day. 2nd Ezra 15, 14, and 19. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So that's a warning for destruction for the people that dwell therein, man. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight another. And swords in the hand. The modern day gun is the swords. Other forms of paraphernalia of weaponry, knives and different types. Things are going to be used as a form of weaponry to fight one another. Civil race wars, potentially. And pretty much class wars, man. Of different types of people. One versus another. 14 For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's what you see in all these major countries, different countries. In the provinces of these major countries, you seeing a lot of civil disobedience, civil unrest related to social, economical, and different various reasons. The people rising up and pretty much voicing aggressively their concerns and they're not regarding the kings and princes, the ones in power, man, particularly of government and different things, man. Number 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's martial law. That's what we're going to have that, man. There's a video talking about strike force relating to implementing nicely but aggressively to do certain things, requirements for areas that are high risk, man. I believe that was press secretary talking about that, Psaki, Jen Psaki, trying to meet the quotas of doing certain things regarding requirements. And so that's what's to come, man. So regarding martial law, we had earlier forms of that. We had early forms of that relating to medical martial law and medical martial law, where you can only essential places like last year and essential places and curfews and stuff. That's going to happen. That's going to happen again, but more aggressively and more obvious, man. These things are to come. 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. And because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Go with 2nd Ezra 8 and 50. I'll read it real fast. Because of their pride. For many great misery shall be done unto them in the latter times that shall dwell in the world, because they have what? Walked in great pride. Because of pride. Now go back with this one. For because of their pride, the city shall be in trouble, because of their pride. So because of their pride, they're going to be in trouble by judgment of Yahweh Shem Yoshab, man. In 2nd Ezra 8 and 50, many great miseries are going to come upon them in the latter times and right now, because you're seeing a lot of things happen because of that, great pride, man. Number 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. So they're not going to have pity behind neighbors. You got neighbors that might not like each other. Fake, smile, fake like they friendly. But in those times, that fakeness is going to run out. Is going to be kicked out of the window. You know what I mean? And the realness and desperateness is going to show regarding when there's no food, when there's no victuals and supplies. So your neighbor is not going to regard another neighbor because they're going to home invade, man. When they're limited on their supplies and they think another neighbor has something, they're not going to hesitate to go into there and break and enter. Home invasion. Read that again. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Guns, knives, whatever means necessary to break and enter and take what they want, man. And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. Lack of bread is lack of food, man. That ultimately leads to that drought of famine, man. That's going to come, man. You see limited supplies in these stores where the shelves are becoming scarce. And you try to scatter the food to make it look like it's not as empty. But you see limited supplies in these stores, man. Various stores. So we in the precursors of famine, man. And relating to supplies of food, man. Especially certain types of food, certain types of supplies. I'll read it again. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread and for great tribulation. Go to And that's the times we're in. We in the pre-tribulations now, man. Let's go to 1 Esdras 15 and 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth. Plagues, man. The miseries and different types of things that's coming upon the earth, man. The Lord is sending these things. Read that again. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. People are going to remain in them. The ones that dwell in it, they're going to experience these close and personal with these plagues, Shalakia. So the ones that dwell in, they're going to experience these close and personal with these plagues, man. That dwell in them, man. Because many great miseries are going to come upon them in the latter times because of what? Great pride, man. 2 Esdras 9 and 1. And he answered me then and said, measure thou time diligently in itself, and when thou seest the parts of the signs past, which I had told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time what? The Lord is beginning to visit. And how the Lord is visiting? By sending these different plagues, these miseries, these different things. Look what happened to Haiti. Look what happened to New Orleans. Look what happened up in New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, parts of Jersey. So all these different natural disasters are happening. Who caused it? For evil in the city the Lord have not done it. Amos 3 and 6, man. So if it's evil in the city or whatever the place might be, it's because the Lord has done it, man. Let's get 12:51 of Luke. 12:51 of Luke. Luke 12:51. Suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth, I tell you, nay, but rather division. So that's the spirit of division. That's the Lord sending that, man. He's not giving peace on earth. Go with Matthew 10 and 34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth, but a sword, man. So the Lord is sending not peace. He's sending the sword, which ultimately is judgment. But the division, that's that spirit of division that's being set forth, man. 51. Suppose ye that I come to give peace on the earth, and I tell you nay, but rather division. I'll give you examples. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in a household, divided 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. And the father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, and mother against the daughter, and daughter against the mother, mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. So that's division within the ranks of the family structure at home, man. So that's the part of the example of division that's being set forth. Ultimately, outside division, relating to how the people act towards one another, man. So that division is being set forth. So it's not peacetime, man. It's not exactly peacetime. Let's get Matthew 10:34. Go to that one too. Since I quoted it. Think not that I come not to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. For I have come to set a man at variance against his father. Variance is pretty much that division, that separation, that division, man. And the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. They're going to be they of his own household. And ultimately, a lot of family members are going to betray one another. It might pretty much, in the matter of speaking, tell on or report relating to certain family members not doing certain things, such as certain requirements. Report them, and they ultimately, at least, that's going to lead them to, example, Revelations 2 and 10, man. So that division is going to be set forth internally, externally. Go to I'm going to give a lot less Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiastes 11 and 14. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty, riches come of the Lord. So all these things come from the Lord. That's Ecclesiastes 11 and 14. I'm going to go Revelations 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth. So that's pretty much a warning for destruction. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down into you, having great wrath. Now the devil is the one in power, man. That's the carnal counterpart, the one in power, man. I'll read it again. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down into you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So they have a short time to fulfill whatever they need to fulfill regarding their agenda. And that's what's going to happen, man. Isaiah 59 and 19 talking about they're going to be as that flood, man. So that flood is going to be that wrath, man. They're going to come, you know what I mean? Because they know certain things are on the horizon to happen, man, relating to from a spiritual aspect, you know. So they have to fulfill their purpose, their agenda, man, you know. So they're going to come in that great wrath, man. This was something short. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakadash. The water for listening, whoever listens, shalom. Thanks.